Yo, what's good, YouTube? Hold up real quick, cause I'm looking real crusty real quick. Hold up, I'll be right back. So I'm back. Fresh fit, fresh cut. You already know. So today, I did a nice little taper. Actually, I did it a couple days ago, but I'm posting it today. High taper, straight hair waver, just like me. Shout out to all the straight hair wavers. And yeah, today I'm taking my 11th grade pics. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm homeschooled, but I'm going to this picture place to get my pictures taken. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we out. Let's get straight to the video. Let's get it. Alright, what's good, YouTube? Today we got a straight hair waver in the building. Shout out to all the straight hair wavers. So today, he came in and told me that, you know, we was gonna try something different. Usually he gets a low taper on the sides and in the back. But today I convinced him, you know, to get a high taper just because I thought it would look better on his head. So we just combing through his hair and we gonna take our foreguard and put it on our wall magic clips and take his hair down. But when you're doing this, you want to make sure you go slow and you just combing through to see, you know, his wave pattern. His wave pattern is pretty, you know, obvious, but the crown got a little tricky. But just watch how I finesse it. It's all about combing while you're doing it, as you can see. And it's not taking off too much hair, but just enough. He didn't want it, you know, the most important thing when you're cutting a waver, honestly, is just to keep their waves. I know when I get a haircut by people, that's my #1 concern. Is, you know, make sure my waves ain't getting chopped off. So like I said, it's our foreguard. Lever all the way open. And it wasn't really cutting nothing in the back, but we just running through it just so it can be consistent. So I'm taking my bevel trimmers right here and placing in our first line. And since he's a waver, we're gonna keep it sort of low. We're not gonna take up the taper too high. And my client wanted to keep his sideburns. That was another important part of his haircut. It's always about what the client wants. Personally, I feel like the cut would have definitely been way cleaner without the sideburns. But you know, you just gotta do what the client wants. So we got our one guard and I'm kind of like scooping out and then I'm following it up right under that. But I'm scooping out because he has a lot of bulk up on the top of the taper. So I'm just scooping out and then I'll hit it under with the one guard closed just to soften it up. So right here I got my foreguard and I'm kind of going straight up, but I'm scooping out when I get to the top just because I don't want to cut any waves off up top or make the blend look choppy. You always want to have a smooth blend and you always want to take off the bulk. So that's what we're doing right now. We just nudging at it because the foreguard ain't gonna completely take it off, but we just nudging at it for right now. And this is my 3 guard with the lever closed. Scooping out. And just notice how much I'm combing. With a straight hair client, it's very important. You just have to keep combing because, you know, like the hair moves around. It doesn't stay in place like African American hair. You just have to keep combing. So right here I have my 1.5 guard are my wall magic clips. And we knocked that bottom line out. There's still some bulk at the top, but we're gonna take care of it. I'm just flipped it over and went with the grain with the lever close. And right here, I switched to my Oster fast feeds, mainly because when I'm blending with no guard, it's definitely way smoother, at least to me. I'm sure a lot of people out there agree with me. Like the fast feeds are probably my favorite clipper to fade with, because the blends come out so smooth. So we just knocking the bulk off with our no guard lever open. And then right here I got my 0 guard, just playing with the lever, trying to finesse that last line out. Just hitting it with some detail work with my fast feeds. And now I put my 3 guard on there. And here's my 2 guard. As you can see, that's a nice blend. So I'm gonna let y'all watch the rest of the taper in the back, and just make sure you follow the same steps. See how I'm still combing while fading, and I'll get back to y'all for the shape up. Alright, so right here I have my bevel trimmers, and the reason why I'm using these trimmers during this haircut is because I feel like the bevel trimmers, the blades, the T-blade, it cuts deeper, so the teeth are deeper than the T-outliners. The only other clipper that can compare to this is the GTX, because they also have deep teeth. But bevels, they cut really nice on straight hair, Asian hair clients, all that. So I use these a lot on my straight hair clients. So we just keeping the back line up natural. And one of the most important parts is around the ear. You want to make sure that's sharp, but you don't want to take it back, because that can mess up the taper. But if you shape it up correctly, it can make the taper pop even more from that angle of the head.
Timo on the beat.
Before this, I didn't get it on camera, but I sprayed his hairline with hairspray, and I tapered his front hairline with a 2 guard with the lever close. That's real important, so that when they, especially since he's a waver, so if he's brushing or combing his hair, you know, right when he leaves the shop, it'll be uneven and it won't look sharp anymore. So you want to keep combing it down, as you'll see me do, just so that the lineup, you know, will stick and will stay in place. just hitting it again with the bevels, just making sure all the loose hairs are trimmed off before we hit it with the razor. And on this side, I decided to switch to my wall retro, just because sometimes, just for different angles, like the diagonal box part of the hairline, like how I'm doing right now, that's usually, you know, what I use the wall retro T-cuts for, just because they cut better with that. The shape of the blade is like shaped for that. And right here I'm shaping up his sideburns, just so that they're basically faded rectangles going all the way down. And this is how my client likes his sideburns, so you know, just gotta do what they ask. It's all about the client. They the ones that's paying you. So, you know. Other side of the sideburns, making sure it's nice and sharp. Combing it out, like I said, because even if you spray it with hairspray, hairs, you know, they fly around and stuff and stick out in different directions. And obviously, I know y'all gonna be watching or clicking this video saying, this isn't Klay Thompson's haircut, but it was his old haircut. You know, he usually rocked a high taper or a low taper. And you know he had waves, so we just gonna hit it with the razor. You already know, with the Easy Blade shaving products. Use promo code The4thKen for 10% off your order. They got shave gel, razors, capes, all that. Go cop up and make sure you use my code. So you always want to make sure you stretch the skin, especially for a straight hair client, because my client's skin is sensitive, so you never want to nick them. Sometimes it does happen and you can't control it, but when you do have control over it, it's best to avoid, you know, those type of areas. And I recommend using the exposed blade, but if you're a beginner, you don't want to, because when you load the razor, you're more than likely to cut yourself, because I did that a few times when I was starting out. And we just freehanding it with the wall magic clips. You always want to do this, you know, with a cordless pair of clippers, just because it's easy to maneuver. As you can see, it's the cut is nice and sharp. This is the Klay Thompson haircut. Let me know how you enjoyed this video. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show some support. And I appreciate all of y'all. Let's get it.
Be patient, baby, gotta be humble. Be humble, boy, you gotta be humble. Yeah.